Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. My name is Topher, and with me as usual, Crazy Chris.
I can't sleep. The clowns will eat me. You're welcome.
So, the tech layoffs
continue.
Yes.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Now, it's not... Now, the tech layoffs, according to Bloomberg, which we would have pulled up had they not required a
subscription
to read their article.
What, you mean that crazy socialist requires us to pay money to see what should be free?
Right.
I didn't think you were allowed to own private property. Oh, anyway.
So we went over to Game Informer, who got their information from Bloomberg. You know, I mean... This might be a third source, but you know, whatever. So, Supermassive Games over in UK,
Supermassive black hole.
Is becoming one.
Looks
it is
like
a game company of around 350 people.
It's a pretty decent sized game company.
Except they're laying off 25% of their company.
Because of course they are. Because why wouldn't they?
So the tech bubble bursting is not a U.S. only thing. It is starting to affect game companies and coding companies in other
worldwide
countries now.
So this is okay. So 25% of that. So we're talking 90, 85, 90 people. What are we at?
It's currently laying off roughly 90 employees, according to a new report. The publication reports that 150 staff members at the British studio were informed today that they were, quote unquote, at risk of being laid off in accordance with UK labor laws that require companies to give notice ahead of layoffs.
Well, thankfully, they told them that they're going to get
right.
I'm sure that makes them feel so much better.
Yeah, no, there's like, oh, by the way, you could possibly not have a job, next week.
But 150, so they're laying off 90, but 150 people got
notice. So 60 extra people
are sitting there stressing out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So how many of those are lining up
different
other jobs
yep.
just in case? It was like, oh, well, I can get a job at a better place or over here, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, well, you weren't affected by the layoff. I already got a job.
You already got a job, though, so sorry. Bye.
Yeah. So, I mean,
man, that's, wow, 90 people out of 350.
Yeah, that's literally about 26%.
20 some odd percent.
25% is
magical machines in the palm of our hands.
25% is like 80 some, almost 90 jobs. So it's like 25.5 to 26%.
25.7%.
Yeah. So round up the 0.3%.
Yeah, so 26%. Insanity. A quarter of your workforce. You're gonna throw a quarter of your workforce out. Not to mention, there's probably gonna be, like you said, more people that are just gonna leave.
With alerting almost half of your people that they might be involved. Like I said, at that point in time, it was like, oh, well, you're letting me know that I'm possibly not going to have a job.
I get.
Well, how about this? I'm just gonna go find another job, and you can figure it out.
I get having to scale back or cut back on labor or let people go. I get it. I'm a capitalist at the end of the day. I completely understand shaving labor. I understand it. But what I don't understand is they're going to cut these people from their jobs. And at some point this year, what they're famous for, which is Until Dawn.
Right.
It's a horror game. It's actually really fun. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a crap load of replayability. I mean, because once you get the big reveal, it's
right.
At that point, you're just playing for trophies.
Which is a thing now.
I trophy hunt. Yeah. I do it all the time. Like I play.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, which is a thing. I mean,
it's completely understandable. But Until Dawn has its moments. It's a great game. I think it's, as far as a horror game is concerned, I like the entire premise of it, and I'm not going to spoil the story for you guys, but it's worth a playthrough. Right.
I mean,
just for some of the gruesome deaths that are involved in that game are pretty good.
So there are some games that give you an achievement for getting all of the achievements.
Yeah, you get all the achievements, you get a platinum trophy on PlayStation. So
right.
And I've platinum. Oh God, I think every Borderlands game I've platinum, and then there's a couple of others. Witcher 3 still eludes me. I'm getting there. They're so good.
Well, According to, here's where the Bloomberg article and the other is a little different. According to Supermassive's own website, they have over 350 talented individuals working across a range of storytelling titles. Bloomberg reports that Supermassive is made up of 300 employees, meaning laying off 90 people would equal roughly 30% of their reduction in staff.
Good Lord.
So, do we take Supermassive or do we take Bloomberg by saying...
I would take Supermassive.
Right. So it's more about... It's still a quarter.
To misreport something is way too high for me to take them at face value.
Right, it's still a quarter. I mean,
it's still a lot. Yeah.
Right, 30% is a lot, but
and then
so is
Supermassive's number might include people who don't work directly underneath them, but they're contracted by them.
So last month, PlayStation.
The point that I was making about Until Dawn, by the way, is a lot of people don't know. Until Dawn is, well, some people may. Until Dawn's getting a remaster.
Yeah, that's literally what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
So last month, PlayStation announced that Until Dawn, that an Until Dawn remake is coming to PlayStation 5 and PC later this year. Although the UK developer Ballistic Moon is the primary team working on that. Supermassive is, however, developing Little Nightmares 3, which is also due out this year.
Little Nightmares is a fun game, too.
These job cuts join a string of other disheartening 2024 layoffs. We're only in February.
Yeah, we're not even to March yet.
Which means a total more than 5,500 people have, in just the first 2 months of the year, have been let go.
That's ridiculous.
Embracer Group has canceled a new Deus Ex game in development at Eidos Montreal, laid off 97 employees in that process. Destroy All Humans remake developer Black Forest Games reportedly laid off 50 employees. Of course, Microsoft laid off 1,900. Outrider Studios, they got people who made People Can Fly, laid off more than 30 employees. League of Legends, Riot Games laid off 530 employees.
Just unreal, dude.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. And then, of course, you have the Activision issue, which I know Asmongold had talked about with their canned responses and stuff that they got. I mean, this is
literally, and when he was talking about with that, when we were going through the stuff for that, literally two... As I held up 3 fingers, 2 people are the names, the GM names on all of those tickets that all are copy pastas.
So ridiculous, man. And I like I said, I get it at the end of the day. I mean, if the market's not bearing the overhead, you got to let people go. And I get it. But at the same time, you got remakes coming out. You've got new games that are coming out. Like, so, I mean, it's not like your studio, like, how is your studio hurting for money when you are about to, not only do you just remastered a game that you already own the IP for. This is not even a new project. You're not even investing billions of hours.
Dude. Lord of the Fallen publisher CI Games recently laid off 10% of its staff. Unity will be laying off 1,800 people by the end of March. God. Twitch has laid off 500 employees. Discord 170. Steamrolled build company Thunderful Group let go roughly 100 people. Dead by Daylight developer Behavior Interactive reported laying off 45 people.
Ridiculous.
It is the Great Purge.
I'm telling you,
because they found out 14 people in a room can make a make a game.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Oh, what a throwback joke. That was a good one. Okay. All right. On that note.
And if you want to know where that joke comes from, you have to look back through all of the stuff we've put out this year and find that one joke. Because it is funny.
If you know the context.
If it is funny.
Holy crap. On that note.
I'm Topher.
I am Crazy Chris.
We'll see you guys in the next movie.
Don't be a booty.